Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nova Project. We are back after a long hiatus, seemingly of 2 months, at least. I think that's what my recording is telling me. I'm your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8, joined from the abyss, not by Morgan, by my wife, the Obsidian Look, such Petal ASMR, as ever, which I've already said. Yeah, so she's back.
I think it's just easier for me because obviously Morgan lives in the middle.
I mean, his Discord is working on his PlayStation, but it's just getting him to actually watch a film.
Yeah, but he might not have.
I mean, yeah, he hasn't. I think he does, but I don't think he's seen this. Anyway, we are back from the abyss. It's been 2 months. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes that have just stopped us from recording. It's just a lot to sit down and watch a film. But we had a little bit of time to kill. We thought, fuck it, let's put on this random film we found on Prime. Released initially on some random website called Cackle. Never heard of that shit in my life.
We only watched it because we recognised some of the cards.
We recognised it a lot. Well, I recognised a lot. Yes, Ezra, played by a man whose name we can't remember. Anytime we see him, he is just the man from Pretty Little Liars. His name is... I will not edit a drum roll. Ian Harding is his name. Now we're going on a side tangent. Why are we going to this?
Because I'm sure I saw his name up in the either written...
He might be a producer. We're just going down a side tangent. Yeah, so we're doing Office Uprising. Just a little thing that reminded me a lot of something else. Oh, Cackle is Sony. No, he had nothing to do. Oh, there was a guy named Ian who wrote it, but it's not this Ian. There's another film, I think it's called Rampage, that had Steven Yeun and, what's her name? Not Rampage. I can't remember. It's got Steven Yeun and, I believe, Samara Weaving. Oh, god damn it, I can't remember what it's called. But it's like a knockoff of Mayhem, that's it. It's the same thing. It's an office where people kill each other as much as they can. It's pretty mad. That one I think is better. And there's the Belko Experiment, that one's a good one as well. If we find that somewhere. But yeah, basically it's set in an office building that creates weapons. Where the display weapons also conveniently have enough ammo in them, including a flamethrower, where petrol conveniently doesn't go off in this universe, apparently. Considering it's a World War II flamethrower, someone has to keep topping that petrol up.
I know a little bit about guns, only because I've started recently playing COD. Yes, I hear all the men being like, fucking woman. She's
doing it. She's doing it. She actually is getting on with it quite well. She's a good few prestigious in.
But no, you're the expert on the guns, so obviously we have to keep stopping. So I was like, because they mentioned...
There was a lot of inconsistencies and bad CGI in this film. We will cover it.
See, as you know with COD, they list them under families, don't they? Like SPs, rifles.
As we get through, we will teach Madam a few things about what guns fall under what.
So there was me just being like, oh, so is this like a shit gun?
Yeah.
That it's gonna...
No, they weren't shit guns, but I was trying to tell you how inconvenient it would be. One was incredibly, because I was counting the amount of rounds he was firing. We might as well go on this side tangent while we're on the basis of guns. We're not American, if you couldn't guess, but I know a few things about guns.
Well, that's all shooting.
Exactly, shooting and bum bum. That's how much knowledge knows. Mainly COD. I've played more than COD. I've played a lot. I mean, my gamer score we can look at right now on Xbox is 238,969 as of January the 4th. Happy New Year, by the way, everyone. What a way to kick it off by talking about murder.
Fancy being a British person, being educated about the gun families and guns.
I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm fairly sure there's a guy who managed... No, I think his grandma had a heart attack at the steering wheel and he managed to steer the car safely off the road because he had played GTA or something like that.
think I may have heard.
I'm probably getting that wrong, so don't quote me. Anyway, guns. We're gonna go on a tangent about some inconsistencies. If you've ever played Black Ops 1 and 2, you know about the Olympia. It's a double barrel shotgun where it's over and under. He fired 8 rounds without reloading. As soon as he said he's got shells everywhere, he brings out like a goldfish bowl full of shotgun shells, and he pulls as soon as he gets his shotgun, I'm like, I know where this is going. He whacks the 2 in, and immediately I was like, there is about 30 of these like roided up fucking energy drink crackheads outside your door.
They're not zombies.
They're not zombies. They're people who
drink this drink really bad.
Yes.
So they end up killing one another, but the deaths are pretty alright. The CGI
is horrendous. This is cheap. As I said, there are a lot of people in this film who we know. There's Alan Richson from Reacher. You've got the main guy who is from Ghosts of War, I think it was called. We've covered. You've got Dopinder from Deadpool. You've got Zachary Levi, Shazam, and Arcade Gannon from Fallout New Vegas. We've also covered that. We've covered that game.
Ian from Pretty Little.
Yeah, but he's not a big name.
Unfortunately, you have to. When I watch Pretty Little, you get stuck with it as well.
Yeah, it's usually right in front of me as I'm trying to play something. But anyway, the CGI is horrendous. There's some seriously bad, like laughable effects, but it was funny. We still enjoyed the film, even if it was pretty bad. You've got the shotgun that fires about 8 bullets. Apparently could blow a guy's head clean off. Like, literally, it doesn't, like, explode. It just, like, disappears. This is, like, Sharknado levels of CGI. But he's got the 8-round shotgun. He fired a bunch of revolver shots. Admittedly, I counted all of them and he didn't fire all of them, so I'll give him that. He might have fired too many from one. The flamethrower with petrol that apparently hasn't gone off in 80 years as of this year from World War II. Which is just like, I know it's like a weapons manufacturer, but why they got live weapons in display cases? Landmines as well that work apparently, and C4 that didn't work but was enough to like make the entire building explode. Like the place had, like they had turned the gas on before they left.
That didn't make sense to me. It's like you said, they have to do that.
Yeah, because there were little explosions on each floor, like there were gas mains. Which, yeah. And the convenience of all of Zachary Levi's character, which is Anus Baum, as who's known in the film. It's a big joke, everyone. All of his cronies disappear as he's hunting the main character, and then conveniently show up when he needs them to. Like, even though they're in a docking bay, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get them." Sure. Yeah. Man, the film was fun. There were a lot of funny moments that made us laugh. Even some of the side characters. There were some side characters with pretty big names. Like the guy who gets impaled, and then he goes, not this time, Baldy, he goes, USA! And then he just smacks him over the head.
It's the fact as well that they go in the comic, and obviously it's an author that people and they just have it optimized. And like, they had a form of the yellow pages, but not the yellow pages.
Off, yeah. Also, Starsky's just arrived.
They duct tape shit to them.
I'm petting you, stop scratching me.
And then they're like fighting and killing people with scissors and stuff and staples and pins, and I just think it's the most absolute stupid.
You would love the Belko experiment and Mayhem. I'm trying. I mean, as I said to you, the CGI is fucking horrendous. But
and saying that, would a can realistically kill that bloke?
Yeah, Alan Richson, where he molds the energy drink can into like a big shuriken and decapitates him. It's like, I don't think a can is that sharp, even if you did fucking like bend it into a magic. Oh well, it played into the campiness. I think everyone gave it their all as well. in this, which made it so much better. I can't remember what tangent I was on before. Okay, he's now on my arm. Okay, no, he's not.
Sorry,
what was I saying? I can't remember now. You've completely thrown me off track. Oh, you're so cute, isn't he? All his cronies. I said about the cronies. Anyway, the CGI is fucking terrible. Like we're talking TV movie levels of CGI. Bit worse than Sharknado. Like when Alan Richardson gets. No. Alan Richardson getting decapitated and then his stump moving around as he's like falling to the ground. The inconsistencies of the CGI is bad. The old lady stunt double, yeah, who like loses several like pounds of weight in between, and you can see her real hair under the wig.
Her bit is brilliant.
That is a good bit. But then she disappears. Like they knock her out, and she sort of gargles. Oh no, she does get like bite him on the neck. This isn't zombies. Remember, they don't get infected by bites. It's the drink.
I think my biggest nag is that Ezra wasn't infected.
Ezra was fine because he knew what went wrong. But also, he just disappears right at the end of the film, and you never see him again. We will talk about this in a second, because I was on a tangent about CGI. The CGI is terrible. They've got really big names attached to their film. The stunt choreography and all the fighting is really good. All the budget went to that, and then they were like, shit, we need to put CGI in it. Oops. We better just get like Adobe After Effects. But yeah, I don't know what happened there, but it was distracting, but it didn't ruin the film. Anyway, we'll talk about Frome, I think his name is, the mad doctor who's a prick in this. Every character is an arsehole. Most characters. They've got moments of being a dick. So, the professor basically accidentally gave everyone the cans because his colleague was fucked off at him. So, he basically says, if you bring me this stuff from the warehouse that's full of lunatics, I'll make a cure. So they go to the warehouse, they get the stuff, and then, I'm just going to call him Dopinder because I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. But that's just who I remember him as from, he's basically the same character in this though, to be fair. That's basically all he's cast as. But, he takes it, he runs off, because the main character's like, I'll deal with Anus. I'll deal with Anus, you go heal my not girlfriend. So she is with the professor because she's drank half of a can, so she's like in and out of being mental. But he's like, if you get me this within half an hour, I can possibly make a cure. That's not the cure what they take. That's it to make a cure. So Dopinder runs off with it, and then just before the main character is about to die, she comes back and kills. No, it doesn't kill him. Like disables the mech suit. That's a different. So within less than half an hour, about 10 minutes, Dopinder ran all the way back to the doctor, who immediately made a cure, and she was right as rain straight away. After he was like, I might be able to make a cure, might not. You've got about half an hour to do it. So Dopinder ran back, went ER, and he just went, there you go, cured, and she got back within about 10-15 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't make it. And the professor doesn't show up after that quick scene where he's like, I can heal her. It's like, cool, we'll see you in a minute. Never see him again, the building explodes, no post-credit scene.
So we generally don't know if
he's probably fucking dead, let's be real. There's probably a deleted scene somewhere that shows him, like, dying somehow, but it would make sense. These films usually have that scene where the evil creator is killed by their monster. There's probably a deleted scene where he gets mauled by someone. I don't know. But yeah, despite all of the flaws, we still had a good time with it. There were some good moments of comedy. I think the cast did quite well with, like, jamming with one another. The extras were a bit weird. A lot of them were having a good time. They were laughing. A lot of them with big smiles on their face as they were running around. But the granny receptionist was funny though. How she was really slow, and they were like, "What are you going to do, gum us to death?" But yeah, surprisingly, most of the cast, like the main three, survive. Everyone else just either is definitely dead or just disappears. Like even the old guy who got fired, he sort of gets axed in the stomach and they sort of push him off screen and then he's gone.
I think the funniest thing is because out of all of this, obviously you have your main CEO, Big Boss.
Yeah, the rich, crazy old guy who had a picture of himself holding the gun as he does the same. I love that joke.
He made the doors metal, but then forgot to think about the doors around it. So obviously,
Anus did say that the guy who they bought it off skimped out on the money because he was underpaid, so he just made it really cheaply. And then they just axe the wall down, and his little grunts just get wrecked. But yeah, we still had a good time. There was some good moments, and it was just it's a good film that we could just switch on, have a laugh about, forget about within 5 minutes. I don't know if it was on the Freeview. We have Prime, but I don't know if that was. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on this film. Like you say, I wouldn't buy it on DVD. It was a good laugh. It's one of them where if it's on, you'll be like, "Oh, I remember that film," and then you look at it and go, "Oh yeah, it was that," and then you just. Excuse me. Shut up. Nothing happened. But yeah, it's a good film. Like I say, there are films that have done it better. There's Mayhem and then there's the Belko Experiment. I want you to watch one or both of them because they are so much better. But this is a good one if you don't have access to either of those films. But yeah, worst kill can go to basically everyone in this film. A lot of them are off-screen. A lot of them are really bad CGI. A lot of gunshot kills. Jesus Christ. If you want a name for if you want an actual character for worst kill, the janitor who gets pushed behind some boxes and then they start beating him to death. Because they push him behind a solid object and they do that thing where they pick up a prop and go, "Ah!" But then it's like they're clearly not actually hitting anyone. Like I say, most of these kills are off screen or just bad. But the best kill, despite how impractical it is, it realistically would not happen. Would definitely have to go to Alan Richardson's character with the energy drink shuriken, even with the CGI stump on his body afterwards. I think it's just the best one out of a load of, let's be honest, shit kills. But yeah, that about does it. I think we're done. I think Stasi wants a cuddle now. It's good to be back and reviewing things. I've still got the TED one to edit together whenever I do this. This will be out in a few days. It'll either be before or after. Probably after. I have no idea. Anyway, I've been your host as ever, Peppermint, joined once more by my co-host and wife, the Obsidian Nook / Petal ASMR, whose links you can find in the description down below, alongside all of ours, and joined by Stasi Pan Fluffington III, a big fluff who looks happy that I'm crediting him.
That's his name at the vet.
That is his legally binding name.
And I get so upset when they don't do the full to move out of the seat until they do.
Say the name, Bart. But yeah, he looks very happy that I actually acknowledged him. But yeah, thank you ever so much for listening. We'll be back in another 2 months. We won't. We'll try and get back in the swing of this whenever we can. We've got to find a film we actually like. But yeah, thank you ever so much for listening. And we'll see you whenever. Who knows? See you later.